Yeah.
So how do you feel about, like, I went to Tesco this morning and they've got Coke Energy now. Like, how do you feel about it? It's in a similar bottle to a can to yours. It looks very similar. Like,
it is,
I haven't tasted
but
it,
it's not functional. So I
Yeah.
suspect with that, and again,
Yeah,
I'm not.
same.
Yeah, I'm
They
not.
ain't the same.
No, I'm not.
But I'm wondering what your thoughts are. Like, they've got the Coke name, haven't they? It's a similar
have.
looking product. Like, how do you feel about?
But then
them?
Mars did a protein bar, and they've got the Mars name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and do you know there's the thing we haven't talked about yet, and this is, I think, one of the most important aspects of business, full stop, certainly in the current era that we're in. You've got to have that authenticity or credibility to kind of, you've got to have that authority, haven't you, to be recognised as being good at what you do. And, you know, we've built that up through, you know, through the brand. Primarily, and again, making product for Olympic athletes and special forces. So you kind of think, yeah, if we can make product for elite military, British and American military, and these guys train incredibly hard in terms of recovery and what they want to do, if we can do that, and that's the stuff they use, and they buy it, yeah, I'd like to think that, you know, the average mom that just wants to cut her sugar down, that's on her way to the shops and, you know, wants to grab a bar rather than a bar of chocolate, you know, it's probably good enough for them too.
Let's just hope Coke don't send the squat team on you.
Well, thanks to say,
It brings more buyers to your brand, in my
it
personal
does. Do you know,
opinion.
that doesn't faze me, because actually, it's no different really now. In a way, I love Cadbury's. I grew up with Cadbury's.
Yeah.
You know, the VP of Europe, you know, is we know him well. Really nice people. You know, I'd buy chocolate at Christmas and Easter and all sorts. Fantastic brand. Who wouldn't love Cadbury's? But I've just put an alternative out there that consumers, you know, they've got a choice now.
Exactly.
You can have a Cadbury's chocolate bar and you'll really enjoy it, but you are having a lot of sugar. There's no functional benefit. You can have one of our bars, you're getting no sugar, functional benefit, protein. They almost taste the same. You know, that's people's
So you did
choice.
change the game with them bars, though,
That's-
because I
that's what-
remember
I
them
wanna go
bars
back
were
to that.
so
Yeah.
chalky.
Why did you make the decision, which again is another pivotal point? My personal opinion is your brand is made on two products: the grenade fat burner and the carb killer, which is
And this.
and you. So why did you decide to make carb killer?
Right, so we did it deliberately in the sense that...
And how do you make it so much better as well? Because it's not even like a little bit better.
All right,
like,
one question at a time.
but you can, yeah.
Okay, right, this was a deliberate point. Now, we have not got here by accident.
Yeah.
I can guarantee it, you know. And you'll know this from some things we talked about a few years ago. And
Absolutely.
some
I remember when
decisions.
you showed me it
Yeah.
at the very start.
You would have actually been one of the first people to try it probably, and you're still alive, so it can't be that bad. So this was a conscious choice. I'll tell you why. I'm super passionate about sports nutrition, all the science that goes into it. We've got 200 trademarks, design marks, pending patents. I'm obsessed with performance. I'm obsessed with military performance. Got loads of mates in, you know, elite military, as I said. I'm obsessed with a lot of the stuff they do. I'm not into like football, cricket, rugby, all that sort of traditional stuff. Nothing wrong with it. It's just not me. So I'm really interested in that. I was never a particularly good eater, because I've always been quite a lazy eater. So I've just always been obsessed with supplements. The only problem with that is they're difficult to explain because consumers don't really understand the science and don't really want to understand the science. They tend to be quite expensive. There's a lot of crap out there and consumers can't really tell the difference. So they just kind of revert back to taste or what's cheapest or what they can afford. And they're all sold in specialist locations. So even the ones that are sold online, you know, and we've got products, you know, thermodetonator and 50 cal in Tesco's, for instance, but primarily, you know, you're never going to get a weight loss product in a petrol station, I don't think, you know, or a coffee shop or something like that. And I'm talking about these items that are, you know, 50 quid. So you're not going to walk into a Costa Coffee and go, I really want a coffee and I'll just spend 50 quid in fat burner as well. You know, so what happened with us was we sort of ran out of locations to put product in. And it's a bit like, I always use the car analogy, it's a bit like Land Rover and the Defender. The Defender was the car that actually bucked the trend, you know, did something no one else could do, sold in droves around the world. That gave them all the knowledge and the authenticity to sort of make Range Rovers, and, you know, they'll sell more Range Rovers than Defenders, and it's for people driving their kids to school, but it's a hardcore off-roader. You know, again, Ferrari and their race team, they learn through the race team and they make great road cars. And then for us, we kind of learned through sports nutrition, and then actually we've translated it into mass market product for more people. So it's kind of it's kind of our R&D arm, if that makes sense, sports nutrition. So I always said from day one, I wanted to be the Red Bull of sports nutrition. And you probably remember me saying that.
I do, yeah.
The thing with Red Bull, it's sold everywhere. And with Thermodetonator and our products that were doing really well, and the market leaders, and many of them still are, I think we've had the best-selling weight loss product on Amazon for 9 years in a row. It's great, but it's not that big. So when you're kind of at the peak of that market, it's not that big, and you think, well, actually, we're in all the Holland & Barretts, we're in all the Tesco's, we're number one on Amazon. Where'd you go? And you think, and a lot of people, again, would love our stuff, but don't have 50 quid, or don't have 50 quid a month. So I thought, if we want to be the Red Bull of sports nutrition, we really need to kind of have a Red Bull S product. Ironic, actually, now seeing as we're drinking an energy drink. But this was kind of prior to that. We actually trademarked the energy drink back in 2012. We just never made it. It's taken us years to do this, to get round to doing it. But the Carb Killer then was, I was looking at this protein bar market, and you were starting to see big surges of sales in the US through the likes of Quest. Right, so did you ever eat a Quest bar?
Yeah.
Did you ever enjoy it?
No. Stodgy, proper.
Yeah, there you go. Right, now they do 500 million bars a year, and everyone's copying Quest. And I thought, okay, so people then want portable protein. It's kind of come back. And I would say, we didn't invent protein bars, but we invented good ones. Yeah. So back in 2013, I said to the guys, right, we need to kind of start transitioning what we've learned now into more on-the-go food formats, because at the time there were 60 GNC stores in the UK. Yeah. We were 2% of their entire turnover with one product. Now there are no GNC stores in the UK, but there are 10,000 petrol stations. Yep. So you just sort of do the maths in terms of, actually, I'd trade those GNC stores, or in fact not trade them, but I'd love to keep those. And actually, no, they all went because for the reasons we know, this became more mass market. And I want products in petrol stations. That was actually one of the main reasons we did the deal with Grove Point, because they owned a 1% share of Rontec, which had 500 petrol stations. Yeah. So they were kind of the in with Rontec. And they did get us an intro. It took quite a long time, and they gave us one petrol station, and we had to sort of prove the concept. You did really well, and then we got 10 petrol stations, and now we're probably in every petrol station chain in the UK with like 70% category share. But that sort of took. You just have to prove the concept, and so the whole transition was a number of reasons. Affordability, global market trends. We spent 2 years making Carb Killer because everyone said it can't be done. Like you said, Lou, all the other stuff before was like, oh God, I'm eating a protein bar, like dog chews. Weirdly, lots still are. Yeah. And I don't get that, because you think, fucking hell, guys, you've had 5 years of knowing a good one tastes like.
It's like eating dust on most of it.
Oh, right. Do you know the problem? That really pisses me off as well, because, and people don't believe me when I say this, but when we talk about competition, in a way, it'd be better if a lot of the competition was better, because the problem is, we've got, like, with Carb Killer alone, we've got 45% market share in the UK, which is double the next 4 brands combined. We are twice the size of the next closest competitor, and we're growing and they're shrinking. So, but weirdly, they launch bars, and we try them and we think, who thought that was good? It's really, but then I guess it just comes back to having an entrepreneur that cares at the helm, who's got, I'm really obsessive about quality. And, we sometimes spend 2 years in a product and never launch it because I'm not happy with it. Yeah. Or I might be, but the team might not be, which is fine.